Hi, and welcome to my channel. Today, I'd like to talk about organizing photos. I want to talk about my process in hopes that maybe something I talk about today will help you in organizing your photos and getting them in a position where they're ready to just pull out and get them scrapbooked. I'd also like to talk about why I'm filming this video and what my plan is moving forward after today's video. So first of all, I have my photos here. I got these in the mail recently from Amazon, which I will talk about later. I'd like to first start off by talking about how I organize and print photos. So the organization and printing of photos is probably my least favorite part about scrapbooking. It has to be done. I have to have pictures in order to scrapbook. I don't print at home. I like to have photos on hand, ready to go. I print everything in 4x6 so that I will crop them down if I have to. I do sometimes print at home for like my month in review, but other than that, I send them out to be printed. I'll show you the quality here. I don't mind the quality from Amazon. I guess maybe I'm just not that picky about it. I like the convenience. You have to have Prime, I think, in order to order from Amazon. They don't come in 2 days though, like other items, but they come pretty quickly within a week. So I like that convenience and I don't mind the quality. I'm not the best photographer. So I guess I'm kind of used to, since I'm not a good photographer, then I'm used to maybe the print quality. Okay, so let me explain a little bit about where I'm at when it comes to my process. So I started scrapbooking in 1998. Let me put that over here. I started in 1998, and at that time, tried to move forward in my timeline. Took a lot of breaks in between, and when I restarted back in around 2018, I had to figure out a system. I used to scrap chronologically, and I don't do that anymore. I found that I was getting really bored with going in order, and I always have to do things in a certain order. So I kind of like to go wherever the inspiration takes me. So I stopped scrapbooking chronologically, but I still had to have a system. I still like to have a family album for each year. I had to come up with some kind of system to keep myself moving forward and printing photos and scrapbooking. So like I said, I started in 1998, and around 2018, when I started back up again, I decided at that point, I was going to try and stay current and just keep current, and then also work on the past stuff as well. So since 2018, I've been pretty good with doing 2019, 2020 is done. 2021 is not quite done yet. I still have some things I want to add due to some projects in my house during 2021. Scrapbooking kind of got put to the side, so I have about actually half the year left to do. So I'm currently in the process of printing for 2021 and of course for 2022. So then once I started, becoming current, and I thought I need to still get all these other years done as well, I kind of stopped back here at 2004. So I had all of these done between 1998 and 2004. So when I started back up in 2018, I started going back, and I'm currently here at 2007. And I'm also, so I'm at 2007, 2022, 2021, these all still need to be printed. So I'll go in and I'll stay current on everything for 2022 and also keep printing for 2021 until those are all done. But then I will also go back and I'm printing for 2007. So once I started working this direction in my timeline, I decided I also wanted to work the other direction as well, because although I love looking at my family when we were much younger, I wanted to have more variety. So I started printing this way as well, and I'm currently printing 2017. Okay, so although I don't scrap chronologically, I like to have a variety of activities, and if I want to scrap Christmas, I have all these different years I can scrap. And that's my plan right now. I hope that made sense. So I'm basically focusing on printing all the photos from 2007, 2017, 2021, and currently in 2022. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. And so when I open up these packs, we're mostly gonna see some from 2007 and 2017. Okay. Now let's go ahead and look and see what we have here. Okay, let's see. Yep, 2007. Yep, these are from 2007. And I have, I'm gonna do that really quickly. I have some softball pictures of both my daughters from back in 2007. And then I have some pictures when my daughter and I went to the Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco for a Girl Scout event. So we'll put all those there. And yep, these are still more Girl Scouts in San Francisco. Yep, these are all together in one, so that's pretty nice. Let's keep those. And then some more softball photos. A day trip to Universal Studios here in California. Let's see what else. My son had a Taekwondo competition. And some family photos. I think I called that one October birthdays. Okay, this was about 120 photos. Family photos, birthdays, Universal Studios. Now something, I must have clicked something when I printed and I accidentally, the majority are 4x6s, and then I must have clicked the, it looks like a 4x3, or maybe it's a 4x5. So, but that's okay, because I would have trimmed out some stuff anyway. So some more Universal Studios. And then we went to a water park. Yep, more water park. Yeah, okay, let's put those right there. Water park. My son was testing for his brown stripe belt. We got a new puppy in 2007 as well. Now she's way older than that. And I believe that's San Francisco. Now this is current. This is Mother's Day of 2021. And so that is actually printed these for my month in review album. So let me put that right there. Now here's some pictures from a Hawaii trip that we took in 2017. So you'll see them all over the place. More softball photos. Okay, wow, lots of softball photos. Gonna have lots of pages. And so that's my categories. That's my different categories that I printed for this round. Like I said, this was about 120 photos. So let me stack these up and show you what the next process for me is. Okay, put that one aside. It's the only one from 2021. I must have needed it for my month in review. Okay. Now that I've separated those into the different categories or themes for my years, the next step that I do is I put them into envelopes. I log on the envelope. I'll show you here what it is. Now it happens to be my son's brown belt, his brown belt, and then I write how many photos are in there. So let me go through this process a little bit more detail. I just use regular legal size envelopes. I find that this is a very inexpensive way to categorize them. I learned this somewhere on the internet. I'm not sure where, but I'm kind of thinking I got this from Janet over at RTS Scrapbooking. But I find this to be the best way for me, and it's inexpensive. I buy my envelopes at Target. It's 125 count, and I think this was like $2.89, so about $3 for all of these. It works out to, you know, about 2 cents an envelope, so very, very cost effective. I reuse them over and over, so you'll see like this brown belt one, you'll see I just scratch it off, whatever it is. Here's one I reused a ton of times. I just scratch it off and then reuse them again and again, and eventually you could even use the other side. So get my 2 cents worth for sure. Okay, but I'm gonna use a nice clean one today to show you my process. So what I do is I look at each one, and this one is when we got our dog Sammy. So I would write Sammy. It's a girl, so that's why we have the IE. And so then what I like to also do is I like to tell myself how many pictures I have. I like it to be on the outside, so when I'm getting ready to do the page, if I'm looking for something specific, I'll know right away there are 3 photos in here, and these are all horizontal, so I would say 3H. This way, if I'm planning a page or I'm looking at sketches, I kind of know that they're horizontal. Sometimes like these, it was Christmas time when we got her, but I can still cut these down. You see, I want the Christmas tree in the background, but I don't need all the other stuff, so I can probably cut this to a 4x4. This one could be cut to a 4x4, and then this one's just showing our Christmas boxes and stuff in the background, and so I can cut these down as well if I want. So sometimes what I'll do is I'll say they can all be cut. So I say all cut, or if sometimes I'll say 2 could be cut, 1 could be cut, just so I kind of have an idea if I'm looking at a specific sketch what I can do with those photos. Then I tuck the back part of the envelope in. I don't think it really matters, and then I take it and then I fold it over like that, and then that one's done. Let me do another one. So the next set is when we went to the water park, and it was called Lake Casitas Water Park. Now this one I have quite a few, so I'm going to kind of do this quickly. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. So that's gonna be a 2-page spread for sure with a lot of extras. So I write 27, and then I go back and I count how many were vertical and how many were horizontal. So let me see, the vertical ones will be easier. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I had 5 verticals, and so that means that 22 were horizontal, which is pretty much my norm. I seem to always do horizontal. I have to really tell myself to do them both ways so I can see which one I like the best, but mostly I am a horizontal picture taker. But I like to know that because when I'm planning the page, I'm not going to go through and worry about the ones that I can cut in this one because there's way too many, and this will have to be really, I really am going to have to go through and pick out the pictures that I want. So this one I obviously ordered way too many for a 2-page spread. All I need is a 2-page spread for this event. But then what I'll most likely do is, it looks like only 2 of our children went with us that day, so I'll probably make them a page in their scrapbooks as well. So that's what I'll do with the extra ones. So again, I'm going to tuck it in. Sorry about that noise. Fold it over, and then those are done. Okay, so I'm going to continue with that off camera and finish up, but let me show you the next step. So this is my box that I use for in progress. So this is all my photos I have printed right now that's ready to scrapbook right away. Okay, maybe I turn it so it looks like there's lots of different categories in here. So I have them broken up by what I'm working on. So you'll see in here, here's my 2021 section. I am trying to go back in past 1998, but that's kind of I'm not really that organized in that section yet, but here's photos from 1995. So here's my 2007 section. So then I'll take my envelopes. In fact, what I started doing and I didn't do on here is because I'm working on multiple years at one time, I need to start logging the date on the envelope because we've been to Lake Casitas several times, so I want to make sure I know which year I'm talking about. And then of course I'm going to have more pictures of Sammy over the years. So when I take them all out or I get them ready to go for a crop, then I get there and I'm thinking, well, wait, was this from 2017 or 2007? So then I'll take these and I will file them right into the 2007 category. Right now I just have them broken up into little trays inside this box. And I don't have them in any order in here because I find that I just get them all mixed up anyway. Okay, so before I do that, I want to do one more thing, show you one more step of my process. So I just use a basic photo box from Hobby Lobby or Michael's or Tuesday Morning. I'm not sure where I got this specific one, but it's a typical photo box they have at all the stores because these are the ones I'm going to scrap. Next ones to scrap. So my goal is they're not going to be in this box for long. If I was going to keep them for a long time, so for example, I'm working on my children's school albums as well, and I'm printing those off, and then as I print them, I would put them in a more photo safe box. Like this one is an older one from Creative Memories, and in here is where I would put anything that's going to be sitting on the shelf for a long time because I know that this one is photo safe and it's not going to damage my photos. I don't want to store them in these ones I get really inexpensively at the big box stores because I'm not 100% sure that they're photo safe. So this is more of my current stuff and stuff I want to work on right away. Okay, so that's my storage system. So I also like to have it at a glance. So I know I don't have to keep pulling out my box and going through the envelopes and seeing what's on the envelopes and all that. So I designed this little, I took an old Happy Planner that I had and turned it into my little scrapbooking notebook. So inside I have the different years off to the side over here. So these two were 2007. So what I've used an Excel spreadsheet and I go in and I list all the events and then this part chronological order as I could possibly get. Now it was 2007, which was several years ago. I store all my photos on my computer inside little albums or little folders, depending on which type of system it was back in 2007. They were folders. And so I go in and right away it'll say Easter. And so I can just go right into Easter and pull out the photos. So when I make this list, I try and put it in as close to chronological order as I could. Now, I'm not too particular. If something is off by a bit, then I'm okay with that. I know some people might not be, but I am. As long as I have it in the right year, then I think I'm doing good. So I go and I make a list of all these. And when I get ready to print, I write down the number that I'm sending to the printer, and I'll confirm that once I put them in their little envelopes. And then once I get them back from the printer, and I've done this part, then I want to come over here and list it on here too. So sometimes when I'm planning, I just want to look at this page instead of pulling all these out. Okay, so let's see. We have Lake Casitas Water Park. Here it is. And it said I had 12. Huh. Wow, did I print way more than 12? So I'm going to cross that off and I'm going to say 27. Now, normally it doesn't look this nice. I kind of redid this one knowing that I was going to show it to you. It usually looks more like this. This is my old 2007. And then when I redid it, I retyped it. It was easy just to go in. I highlight them once that page is done. So I know that that's ready, maybe already in the album or ready to go in the album. So I say 27, and then I have a column here that I check off that it's been printed. And then any notes that I wanted to say about that. So for Lake Casitas, I've been trying to write over here that I had 5 verticals, 22 horizontals. And sometimes I'll give other notes, like school photos, I'll say what grades they were in. I just try and put any kind of notes that's going to help me plan for later on. So I've put them in here. Let's see, we'll do Sammy, the pictures of Sammy, and that's going to go right here, and there's 3 of them. I've printed them, and they're all horizontal, and they can be cut. Okay, so I like to do that for each envelope that's in the folder. And so I'm going to, my next step will be to continue to process these and get them all into envelopes, get them logged onto here, and then I will file them away in my box and get them ready to scrap. Now, the reason why I'm doing this video is because I need some accountability. My plan is that on the 1st or on or around the 1st of every month that I will sit down and I will order some prints. This is a typical size order for me, so around 100, 120, and I'll send them off, get them going, and then when they come in, I'll do this exact process. So this is me being accountable to you and to myself, that on or around the 1st of every month, I will come on here. I will show you my process, where I'm at with my photos. If you have any suggestions of the way I can maybe tweak this, or maybe if you can list those in the comments, or maybe there's something that you really liked about this, I'd appreciate it if you wrote that in the comments as well. But I would like to do this at least every month. I know I did order these back around the 1st, and now I'm just having the time to sit down and organize them and get them into my box. So I have to get ready to do this again next week. So I'll put my order in around the 1st of February, and then I'll come back and I will show you where I'm at. Okay, if you have any questions or comments, please put them in the comment section. And I hope that you found something useful in this video. And if you don't mind liking it and subscribing, that would be awesome. Okay, well, have a great day, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.